Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23. It is now time for round 12 of our MotoGP career mode, and it is time for the Misano World Circuit of Marco Simoncelli. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll be starting from the back of the grid to make this one more challenging, so ladies and gentlemen, let's crack on. So here we go then, from the back of the grid, as already mentioned. I am going to go absolutely full send in this sprint here today, but I think what I might do is to try and balance it out. I might run power setting 2. So let's get across the line, get comfortable, and then start to drop down on the power. Look how slow the AI go into turn 2 there. Alex Rins got pushed a little bit wide as we now dive into the Variante del Parco for the first time. But asking Joan Mir blow! Ho, 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 bloody hell! How slow do the AI brake into the Rio corner? Wow, that was close. I was inches away from clattering into the rear tyre of Joan Mir. Thankfully, we're all okay. So fingers crossed. We're back at it, trying to fight for the top 10. Up on the inside now of Jorge Martin, and now up on the inside of Paul Espargaro as well. I don't know who he's looking at. Should be looking at me. I'm the one who's just called all that contact. Having a cheeky glance at Jorge Martin behind as we beautifully scythe our way through on Maverick Vinales into turn in 9 and then into Tramonto. Looks like he got the cutback onto the right-hander. So now onto the sort of a straight. It's not very big of a straight, but we do get through now on Vinales and the Prima Prama Ducati rider of Johan Zarco. Jack Miller's off the front. Whoa! That was a scary crash. He dropped the front somehow and then just bounced on the curb and bounced out of the San Marino sprint. What a shame for Jack Miller, of course, losing championship points rapidly now to the man we're about to overtake. Teammate to me, Enea Bastianini. Now, fun fact for Bastianini in this circuit, it was actually my very first video recorded in this track with the Beast, with the Factory Ducati. So, yeah, big praise for both the track and Enea Bastianini in this game as we now launch up on the inside for turn 3 again, making short work of the Portuguese rider. Still bumping into the rear tyre. There, he's done it again. Ooh, that could have easily ended our sprint here in the Misano. Very close. Okay then, right. Power setting 2, up to 3rd place. Quartararo ahead of us. And Marc Marquez just a little bit further, trying to size up the man who's just signed 2 more years with Yamaha. Not able to get through yet, but can we launch into Tramonto? Not quite into turn 9. Not really opening up a door into turn 10 either, so not able to get through on Fabio Quartararo just yet. But I do fear this is the point for us to go. I was thinking around the outside. Can you imagine how cool that would have been to go around the outside into Cavone? Now we go around the outside for turn 12, and then can we squeeze through on Marquez? Not happening yet into the slowest corner here in Misano as Fabio closes back in. I don't think the Yamaha man will get past. Now, I don't know whether I'll finish MotoGP 23 career mode before MotoGP 24 arrives. If we do, I have put my hat in to hopefully sign with Factory Yamaha. Hopefully we can get a season in there, or a very short season, before the 24th installment of MotoGP arrives. If that happens, we'll be on the Yamaha, I do believe. So expect to see us battling it out with the number 20 and the 21 towards the latter stage of the season, because of course you've got to try and impress the Iwata factory for them to take a chance upon you in career mode. Whoa! Just push the rear tyre off the curb there and the bike went sideways. I need to rearrange on the chair here because this is getting a little bit more interesting than I thought. Oh, up at the inside of Marquez then. A little bit late on the brakes. Into the La Quercia corner. Almost getting through. I mean, we did get through temporarily, but we have that weird wheelie animation just because a rider hits you ever so slightly in the game. Oh, goodness me. Really unstable on the bike right now. I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel all that confident as we try and go around the outside of Marquez. We did it to Fabio on the previous lap, and we've done it again here to get through to retake the lead here in the sprint of Misano. Now, I didn't do any practice for this one, and I won't lie to you, I'm actually feeling a little bit rusty here in Misano. It's been, I don't even remember the last time I did a video here in Misano. It would probably be the last season with the Red Bull KTM, which I do believe was a nightmare because of the wet weather conditions. So it's been a while since I've tackled Misano, and these lap times, even with Power Steering 2, are nothing special, and we're off the track again. Goodness me, well, I can't have that. Let's wait for Marquez to get through, and let's try and make this a bit more interesting. I don't want to just blast off from the pack, but it makes it so easy when you can just launch a lunge like that. It was a bit of a late lunge that actually clearly didn't work out well. Oh my god, what a hit. Lord almighty, that was ridiculous. That was like a big hit in a rugby game. Goodness me. That was just too much. Through on the inside, but I will run it deep here. I don't want to turn in too much into the Laquercia corner because Miguel Oliveira's AI is very likely to turn in on you, which would probably cause me to fall there, so I am not chancing that. But I will go around the outside into Tramonto corner as Miguel just goes, nah, I don't think so. Gave us the big don't argue for the 10th corner here in Misano. Can we go around the outside of the number 88? Ooh, a little bit off this circuit. Just slow it down a bit because, of course, those curbs can be dreadful sometimes. So it can be very, very nerve-wracking. Miguel Oliveira has the lead then. The RNF crypto data, Aprilia still leading the way. I used that bike in yesterday's video, as a matter of fact. That was in the video where I tried to lap every single rider in Assen here in MotoGP 23. If you haven't seen that video yet, I highly recommend watching it. It gets very interesting towards the latter stages, and to be honest, it was just a really fun video to do. I didn't think 100% race distance against the hardest difficulty AI would be all that fun or exciting, especially considering I was trying to lap them, but it gets very interesting, so definitely check it out if you haven't done so already. Now into the Rio corner, we are 0.3 of a second ahead of the Portuguese rider behind. What can he do on the RSGP? Half a second is the gap. Yeah, it's increasing. It's building. Very soon we shall be passing the mark of a second. When we get to that second mark, it happens to me, it happens to you, and it happens to a lot of players as well. You break the resolve of the rider behind. I don't know how much it works with the AI, but that's always the goal, of course. Try and get that second advantage and balance it from there. 0.7 of a second is, so it's not quite at that stage yet, but into the right-hander for Cavone. Each and every lap, just feeling a little bit better. Each and every lap, just gaining that bit more confidence, that bit more feeling again. As I say, it's been a while since I've been here to Misano, and I tell you what, Miguel Oliveira went in way too hot there for the Caro corner. He has actually closed in a bit, but going wide by such a long margin into the 14th corner there, you'd think he would have lost time. In fact, he's actually lost a position. The gap is now 0.7 of a second to Marc Marquez and not Aprilia's Miguel Oliveira. Keep an eye out for another Aprilia in there as well, in the form of Maverick Vinales. He's right up there now in the top 4. He'll be eyeing up a podium to pinch Oliveira's final rostrum spot. Well, here we go then. This is the penultimate lap, and as you can see, that gap is extending once again. Another lap time to put us into the 130s, but I've got to say, those lap times have been utterly awful on the right-hand side. Not in the sense of how slow they are, but just so irrational, just up and down, backwards and forwards. No real consistency coming in today's video. I think it doesn't really help when I'm messing around with the AI, but I pride myself on consistency, and it's not happening here in Misano. Could probably be a fact that I've not done any practice either as well. We just jumped on and the video straight here today, launched up the career mode, fired up the Misano race, and then just absolutely went for it. But lap times coming in here, this should be enough to put us into the 129s, and that is a gut punch to the riders behind. It be once again another victory. Assen, Red Bull Ring, Silverstone, Catalunya, and now here in Misano. I think the only time we've not won, or at least in a while, would be the Saxon Ring, and then of course before then it was Le Mans. But there you go, a 1:29.901. It's not a lap time to do you good on the leaderboards, but all things considered, with power setting 2, it's good enough for me. Look at that gap on the bottom left hand corner of your screen. There's a huge gap from probably around 12th, 13th place Might be even a bit more than that, because there's quite a few actually going into the Variante del Parco now. And of course there is us with a red little disc. Away comfortably by 1.3 seconds. Marquez will not be able to retaliate, but I've got to say, I haven't broken away from them as quick as I would have thought. I thought the gap would be quite higher at this stage of the sprint, but you know what? It doesn't really matter. Victory is a victory. 25 points equals 25 no matter what, as long as you get across the line ahead of your competition. Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway there in the final lap to crown ourselves the sprint winner. 12 points it would be, of course, for the sprint, but into the right-hander. This is turn 13, and then onto the brakes for 14. Almost off the circuit there, going onto the same part where Jack Miller crashed. That would have been embarrassing. To lead at this point in the sprint, then bin it all. Would be very embarrassed. So it looks like Oliveira will not be dispossessed from third place. Maverick Vinales will stay in fourth. We have a big wheelie for the aces, and ladies and gentlemen, we are another sprint winner this season. That makes it, what, 10 sprint victories? Oh my god. Marvellous. So there you go then, guys. There is the sprint confirmation on your screen. I'm not going to spend too much time looking at this because I'm eager to crack on with the race. So let's see the championship standings just to see where everyone positions now after the Misano sprint. Let's take a look. 154 ahead of Enea Bastianini, 163 ahead of Jack Miller, and the rest, well, aren't even worth talking about, are they? Goodness me. Let's do the race. So then, let's do it. Today, in the race, I'm going to run power setting 1. That's what's going to happen, starting from the back of the grid, using the lowest power option. Fuel consumption almost to the point of where it's going to be minimal. We'll see what we can do. And already, this is unbelievably easy on the hardest difficulty in the game. We went from 22nd, maybe more, yeah, 22nd, up to 8th place already. Now up to 6th place, going the long way around Luca Marini. This is going to be another easy one, isn't it? Somehow they are even more slower in the race, which I guess makes sense because they should be on a lower fuel option here. They should be using power setting 2. Up on the inside of Joan Mir, giving a bit of care to make sure we don't run over his dying easy boot. I don't think the guys at MotoGP Fanatics would sell that if there was a big tyre mark straight over the foot. In fact, no, maybe they would. That would be a bit of history, of course. But look at that clean move up on the inside of Luca Marini. I don't think he's seen that coming. Didn't really commit to that to the very last second, but seemed to work out well enough. As we now launch on the right-hand side. Long way round Zarco again, can we? Not possible. We'll go for that lunge on the inside. Quartararo there. Mentioned him earlier, of course. Would really like to secure my spot with the Iwata factory. Of course, just did the DrAce Academy MotoGP 23 Cup rather recently, and I went for the Yamaha. Really enjoyed using the bike, but I did find it would wheelie a lot and get a lot of rear tyre wheel spin. So up on the inside of Fabio, that was a very fast and aggressive move. I don't know if I'll be doing that much the rest of the season because I'd probably want to keep him in the good books. You know how it works within the MotoGP 23 career mode sort of relationship building, let's say, as we now launch up at the inside of Enea. A teammate I never expected to have, and also never expected to have a good relationship with. I think our relationship now is excellent. Who would have thought that? Especially him being the world champion and then being 150 plus points down by round 12. You wouldn't think we would build a rapport. But for some reason, it seems to have worked well. I've been able to respond positively to his social media comments. And yeah, we are building this rapport with the Beast. If only that was in real life, because the guy's an absolute brilliant rider and a really great, intelligent personality as well. I really like Enea Bassi. He's one of my favourites in MotoGP today. But look at that, going around the outside of Marquez. Wow! Past him like he was standing still. Not a chance for the 8 times world champion, and yet we are on power setting 1. The AI have been done dirty here in Misano. I don't know what it is about this particular track in Milestones racing games, albeit MotoGP games, to Superbike 22. For some reason, they don't tend to be very strong here in this track. But I'll take it. 0.7 of a second clear now from Marquez. It is time to pull the pin and absolutely send it against the 120% difficulty AI. Of course, guys, if you are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It does appreciate all the support and assistance. And hopefully now we can keep on building our channel ready and prepared for MotoGP 24, which is what? Less than a month away. Oh, what day was this? So we got about 25 days or so. We got plenty of time to get the rest of my career mode done. After this one, we got, what, 8 more videos to make? We could definitely squeeze in another one. I think we can squeeze in one of those shorter calendars, but with the Yamaha. Maybe we do something like no sprints or something and just go straight at the back of the grid, start, go for it. I don't know, we'll figure something out. I'll definitely leave that open for you guys to make your input as well. But have got some streams coming up soon where we're going to do some sort of crazy races online with the aces. Of course, no more cups. Those are now on hold until the 24th installment of MotoGP. However, we can still do some streams and we can still have some good time. So yeah, if you want to get involved and you're on PC, let me know in the comments section down below, or alternatively at my Discord server. This looks to be like another good lap time coming in here. Decided to take a gamble with the medium combination. I wouldn't ever choose the double mediums, to be quite honest with you, but the game recommended it, and to be honest, I'm all for trying something new when we're trying to make the content more interesting, because of course leading the way, just comfortably dominating, it's not all that great compared to what we had in the 2 previous seasons. So as far as I'm concerned, let's open up the doors for a bit of creativity, bit of challenge. Of course, already starting from the back of the grid, recommended by you guys. If that still doesn't work, we're going to chuck in some long lap penalties as well. We'll figure it all out, but I do know that I think we're going to win the World Championship this season. I think I have 2 more achievements remaining to unlock here in MotoGP 23. One of them being winning the MotoGP World Championship in career mode, and the other one, well, I'm not too confident about that one, but that is winning in the Saxon Ring. Now, of course, I have won every single track race except the Saxon Ring on the hardest difficulty in the game. It's the only track I've not been able to do it, so I'm thinking of just going for it at some point and just letting it fly. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we can do in the future. But for now, we have 2.5 tenths second quicker than the previous lap, so the future's looking bright for this one. This should be another 1:29 lap time out of the final corner, aptly named Misano corner for the Misano circuit, across the line. A 1:29.901. Let's start building then the 1:29 lap times. Much better looking lap times compared to what we had in the sprint, not what, 10 minutes ago. 0.2 of a second. Oh, goodness me, back to the old habits, downshifting to first gear. That's a little mistake, that, because I'm used to upshifting again when using power setting 2 or 3. I actually didn't upshift that time around because there was no need to on the bottom power option, but I do wonder if dropping down to first gear really makes it that much harder in that corner, because you're already travelling at quite a low speed. It's better to stay in second gear, of course it is, but it's just tempting to try it every now and again. There's been a few times recently where every now and again my concentration can just go and I'll end up pressing the downshift by mistake, or I'll be resting my finger on it. It's very easy to do. I actually set my downshift to R1 on the PlayStation 5's DualSense controller, which would be the RB button on Xbox. And God knows what they call it on the Nintendo Switch. Is it ZR? Yeah, I think that's right. I think it's ZR. So, the ZR button. Or if you're using the Nintendo GameCube controller, that would just be Z. What other controllers are there out there? I think that's about it. And if you're using the Ouya, I don't even know if that controller had an R1 button or a shoulder button. Just, yeah, sorry, I'm in a giggly mood today. I don't think any of you watching this video here today expected or probably even know about the Ouya system, spelled O-U. I've done it again, I've downshifted into fourth corner with first gear. But yeah, Ouya, the O-U-Y-A console that came out many years ago, which was an absolute flop. But anyway, enough about that. We're racing here in Misano. We're onto the brakes, into the Laquercia corner. I've done it again. I've downshifted to first by mistake. Come on, focus now. No more giggles. Who cares about the Ouya? There's probably someone watching this on an Ouya. That would be incredible. If you're watching on an Ouya, if the Ouya supports a web browser, then let me know in the comments section. Oh, it's gone. It's gone. I've absolutely messed this up now. I didn't even downshift to second gear, but yeah. Enough about the Ouya. Enough about it. Let's move on. Move on. We go into Cavone then. Not looking too bad as we go into the right-hander for turn 12. I must confess, I don't know if it's just the medium tyre, but I'm really struggling with a slipping sensation right now. It feels like when we go into Cavone, and especially the next right-hander there, it feels like it's just having a bit of movement with this rear tyre. If that's the case, that's very early to have any movement. And don't forget, we're using power setting 1, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like the rear tyre should ever have too much torque to the point where it's just moving and bouncing across the circuit. That's a strange sensation, it really is. I've just noticed that more now than the other laps. I mean, we're already up to lap 7 as it is, so we are getting to that stage where the rear tyre will begin to start getting a little bit worn, but as you can see on the graphic, it's absolutely fine, so I don't know why that is happening. It only seems to be on the right-hand side. Maybe we're getting too much temperature in the rear tyre. Feels good on the left-hand side. I've got no qualms or issues going into the Laquercia corner. Let's see what happens into turn 9 then. Onto the brakes. And then into Tramonto. Seems fine enough. We've actually found a good chunk of time there as we just get caught on the curb. The old vacuum of a momentum killer. That is the curbs in this game. Into the right-hander then. So there it is again, just on that right-hand side as we get on the power. Just starting to wobble a bit. Good to see us back into the 129s. Well, I should hope so, unless we mess it up into the final couple of corners. But it looks to be relatively comfortable now. Onto the left-hand side, brake nice and early just at the end of that rumble strip. I didn't heed my own advice, went a little bit deeper than I would have thought, but not a problem. More time found across the line. It's a 129.535. Good stuff. Good stuff here in Misano. We've all had a bit of a laugh and a giggle. And the medium tyres are certainly keeping me honest, because it doesn't feel all that good. Into the brakes then, into the Rio corner, not downshifting to first gear this time if I can help it. And into the right-hander again for turn 5. I do really like the circuit of Misano. I think it's one of the best tracks in the game. But it's also a track that I tend to overlook because how easy the AI can be. But I do really like this one. Might have to jump on an online race here with the aces at some point. Oh, a bit deep there for Quercia. Are we going to be losing time compared to the Delta? Doesn't look like it. But a little bit deeper into Tramonto might lose us some time. 2.5 tenths is yeah. We lost a bit of a gap there, but it's all right. Quick recap on the left hand side of your screen then. Bastianini second, Marquez third, Quartararo, Zarco, Mir, Oliveira, and Alex Marquez down there in 8th place here today. So 4 Ducatis in the top 8. Not bad for the Italian motorcycle. 3 Japanese manufacturers in there. And then, of course, the Aprilia of Miguel Oliveira. Had a decent sprint, of course, finishing in the 3rd place position. He wasn't able to be beaten by the factory RSGP of Mavericks, Vinales' bike, but across the line, another 129. So that small blip where we dropped into the 30s after us giggling about the Ouya console, I'd say it's been a relatively consistent race so far. I'm quite happy with the performance. I just cannot let the thoughts of that medium tyre escape my mind. It's getting really warm on the right hand side. You've seen it again there going into turn 4 and turn 5 respectively. But with a gap of 9 seconds, it doesn't really matter. Still very much favouring the electronics I've set from quite a while now. I was beginning to favour anti-wheelie 3, but the more I've started to get more competitive, the better I feel with power set, with engine, oh I can't even say it, my apologies, with anti-wheelie number 4. Of course anything could change depending on the circuit. I did really like anti-wheelie 3, but I just think recently with the qualms I had with the Yamaha, where that just wanted to wheelie all the time, I think 4 is the optimal electronic value for me. So into the right-hander then. We've had a change in the top 8. Alex Marquez no longer occupying 8th. It's now Luca Marini who's found himself into the top 8. Be a while since we see Luca in the top 8 again, of course, in the real modern day MotoGP. This is another 1:30 lap time, so... Oh, it is. I was a little bit negative on there, but I did feel that it would be a 1:30 something, but then I realised actually our best lap was a 1:29.5, so it was close to keeping into the 1:29s. But our streak has come to a close. Just after getting back into it, we've already moved past it. So on to the right-hander then. Tight to the apex of turn 5. We have 5 more laps to go here in Misano. In a very comfortable race so far. Almost 10. Oh, there it is. Oh, it was temporary. It was a temporary 10-second advantage. It's back up to 10 seconds again. Will it last? I guess we'll find out. But yeah, 10.1 is the gap to teammate Enea Bastianini as we go on to the right-hand side. And there pops up the subscribe button. Of course, a little friendly reminder, if you would like to subscribe, now's the best place to do it. Does help out the channel, helps us grow, and of course if you're at this point you still must be enjoying the video, so why not let it fly with the subscribe button as we go a little bit loose there into turn 12. It actually felt like I was losing more speed there, more grip on the right hand side. See, this is the time I would expect it to start to drop off. Of course with power setting 1, as I mentioned, you're not getting much tyre spin and not all that aggressive on the throttle either, so the medium tyre will probably not deteriorate much more than that amongst the next 4 laps. Oh, yellow flags out somewhere. I don't know who or where that has occurred. In fact, is there a rider ahead of me? I almost lost the front then. I just touched the curb, but is there a rider in front of me? I think there is. On the map, there is definitely a rider ahead of us. He's just going into turn 5 now. I wonder if we can catch up to them. I don't know who it could be though. It's probably one of the gas bikes. That they usually have their troubles in MotoGP career mode. There's also another rider who's miles behind as well. He's now going into Cavone. You can see him on the map on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. He's actually going into Sector 4 now. That is the Caro corner for that little grey disc. But we have a rider ahead of us who's going to be in 22nd place. Reminder, that's where we started. And we'll be starting every single race from here on out from the back of the grid. What is going on here? Onto the right hand side then. This is the Cavone corner, and then back again into another right-hander for turn 12. Oh, steady on! Oh no! Little mistake coming in here on lap number 11 of 14. I can't move the camera angle because we're too close to the wall. But we... Oh my! Well, I got to be honest with you, there was yellow flags out there, but I don't know who that was. Was that rider ahead of us again? Because even though we just made that monumental mistake, which lost us 5 seconds of a lap time, there's a rider still ahead of us. What on earth is going on here? Got to get back to concentrating. That was a big mistake. I just really lost all the feeling and grip there and just had to lift up. It's probably a good choice I did there, because if I went onto the right hand side of the bike, I imagine with off-track help being off, we probably would have crashed then. I had to go really slowly there to save that. A little bit scary, but I think we survived for now. So onto the power, then onto the brakes going into La Quercia. This is lap 12, and with all things considered, we're back up there into a decent lap time. Only losing around half a tenth. So not a problem at all, it seems, having that big scare. Oh, we did run it deep into Tramonto there, though. Quite a lot. Wow, we really lost 7/10 of a second in that one corner alone. That's a lot of time, but I want to see this rider ahead of us. That kind of blew my chances of catching him up. Into Cavone and then into 13-14. No, I think it's still very much game on. I think we might be able to catch him. Oh, yellow. Oh, he's gone down! Who is... Oh, it's Paul Espargaro. Paul has gone down, and he is now going to be lapped by the race leader. That's embarrassing. I don't know if you guys watched the Aces versus the 120% AI video, but if you did, you'll know that there was a... Oh my god, I'm off the track again! What the hell is going on here? This has not materialised well for me here today. Making all sorts of mistakes. Concentration is gone. Goodness me. Get it together, Matt. This is bad. This is poor. So many mistakes coming in. I thought that we made mistakes like that in ages. Catalonia, we had the small problem. Did I crash in Catalonia? I can't remember. I know I had a problem. And the riders caught me up. But yeah, there's a couple of mistakes coming in now. Maybe it was just a lack of confidence for having it so easy with this new motorcycle. But yeah, anyway, if you did watch the 120% difficulty Aces vs AI video, you'll know that in that video, Augusto Fernandez cheated in that race. He crashed going into the Omega corner just before it, and spawned on the other side of the track, and then put a lap time of a 1:07 in the Sachsenring. 8 seconds quicker than MotoGP Esports champion Jack Hammer's lap time. 8 seconds quicker. I don't know how to say that any more times without really putting emphasis on 8 seconds quicker than the MotoGP Esports champion. Oh my god, what a cheat. And he won that race as well, and he deterred us from winning and beating the dreaded, reviled AI difficulty in the Sachsenring. But yeah, enough about that for now. We've had another crap lap time, and across the line, look at the state of those laps. Nothing positive coming in from the past 5 laps. Now it's time to change things up, and let's get a good lap time in then. Let's finish on a high. The gap would have been over 10 seconds, now it's barely 5. No, in fact, it's only 4. This is it. To finish on a high here in Misano, which could be the final time of us tackling this wonderful circuit here in MotoGP 23. I don't want to sound ominous, but it could be, you never know. So on to the brakes for the La Quercia corner. One of the best braking zones here in Misano. And I messed it up a bit, but it's okay. Don't worry about that. Keep focusing. Onto the right hand side then. Hopefully more of an ideal corner than the lap prior. Which we do, but still. Oh, Miguel Oliveira's gone down. Where has he crashed? Could very well be into La Quercia. There's a motorcycle still off the track there, and I'm off the track now. Bloody hell. I should stop trying to read the graphic or the map in the left-hand corner of your screen whilst trying to race. Goodness me. It's been it's been far from consistent, this one. I'm not particularly happy with the performance in today's race. I think I could have done much, much better. But here we go then. Onto the left-hand side. This is the Misano corner, and this is 25 perfect points for your MotoGP World Championship leader, DrAce. So then, confirmation on your screens right now. We won by 4.5 seconds, a lap time quicker than anyone. However, someone has beaten me, and it's in the form of Alex Rins on board the LCR Castrol Honda. Look at the championship standings then, and yeah, status quo very much, apart from Marquez now beating Vinales for 4th place. Will Marquez get back onto the top 3 steps for the first time since 2019? I will leave you now with the championship standings for the teams and the Constructors' Championship, and I will leave you to see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.